Okay, once again, this will be a little short one, but let's continue our trial, bro. Alright, Mr. Attorney, the night of the murder. Speak. Oh, Mr. Attorney, not attorney. Go. We are all ears. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. The diamond is such a damn giveaway. On his hand, the red diamond, right? Witness testimony. The alibi. I was stealing the urn as mask de mask, just as I announced I would. But before, one day earlier. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. Oh, you know why? The freaking statue is not even here yet. Look at that. This paint stuff was covered up by a statue. Statue is not here yet. This was obviously taken in the past, before the crime. The time at which the camera captured Mask de Mask was the same time as the murder. It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene. Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well. Even the great Mask de Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive. Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, we still have to do your cross-examination. Yep. A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. Taking lessons from one karma? I think he's trying to say you're full of it, Nick. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. And we'll prove it. But then again, the statue was moved on the night of the murder, true. So, on the night of the murder and the robbery. The alibi. I was stealing the urn as Mask de Mask, just as I announced I would. Hold it. So this photograph is the proof, correct? Indeed it is. And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask. That is why I am called Mask de Mask. But conveniently, that also means that there is no way to tell who this really is. Well, what do you mean?
Objection!
Objection. Huh? Are you saying that this is not in fact Look At Me? That it could be an accomplice dressed up as Mask de Mask to create an alibi? Oh ho! What an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice? Name the accomplice, give it up. But I don't think he had an accomplice. There was no accomplice. There wasn't. If Look At Me was at KB security during the murder, then the Mask de Mask in this picture has to be a fake. Then there really was an accomplice. No. But right now, I have no idea who it was. I don't have any idea right now either. Baseless objections are just what that guy wants. There's got to be another way, and I'm going to find it. No, he did not have an accomplice. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed, there was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. I see, you truly are evil, aren't you? Yes, evil is what I am. Hey Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Hmm? Detective Atomy was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? Give me a second. Alright, Detective Atomy was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? So how come the photo came? That's what he's saying. But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. Hmm. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. Although you knew about it. So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct? Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime. The very thing that proves you committed the crime. Oh. When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose.
Objection!
Objection. He was simply caught by the very camera he had set up. Gulp, more coffee. We all have days like that. I don't. Indeed, it turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing, a sad blue melody. It looks like I'd better gather more information for now. If he is truly the killer, there's got to be something phony in that photo. Probably. The time at which the camera captured Mask the Mask was the same time as the murder, but not the day. Probably not the day. About the camera that took this photograph. Oh, come now. It's all too clear what you're thinking. Huh? You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you? Nope. I am afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered. I see. It looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious. So, this alibi is false? It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security. But I am not really spotting anything unusual. There are two possibilities. Either the mask in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. Just as I announced I would. Hold it again, let's see. Is proof correct? Indeed it is. And the man is wearing a mask. That is why I am Master Mask.
Objection!
What do you mean? Accomplice? I had an accomplice, I did not. Yeah, we don't know who the accomplice. We don't have. It doesn't have an accomplice. He did not have it. I believe it didn't have. Andrews hired you. That's right. 20 days ago. He sent this. 10 days after while you were working. I see. You are evil. Something odd about this. His detective skills. Urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it. He'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. It's kind of odd. Pathetically easy job. Okay, but then why the hell is the photo there? Dude, why did you leave proof if it was so easy? that what we're proposing? Photograph? No, I'm wrong. Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement? I'm not sure I follow you. It clearly contradicts the I thought. Oh no. You don't sound very sure, Mr. Wright. Objection denied. He points to the judge. Okay. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. Turned out to be my witness. Some evidence here, indeed. There's no way I could have tampered with it. I could not have killed Kane Bullard unless I had an accomplice. Oh, this changed. God damn it. Come on, think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse and this picture that supposedly captures it. It's got to be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture? You bet there is. Are you implying that this picture is a fake? You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night, before the theft took place. And there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night. Very well then, let's hear what you have to say. What about this photograph do you find funny? Paint, bro, this paint. The funny part is right here. Why this? This is a blood stain. Ah, blood. Now this case is getting more interesting. It's paint. Not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint. Oh, just paint. And peach colored at that. From blood to peaches, the judge sure loves going on his wild tangent. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. It turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen. Oh, he's sweating. Well, Mr. Wright? What is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains? This thing. The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. Got him. I myself was there the night the theft took place and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there.
Objection!
Objection. But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner. Old bag, come on. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally. Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance. Ha! In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night? Yeah, if it was moved that night, it could have been moved before the photo was taken. Yeah, can you do it, Nick? Never mind who moved it. The real question is why did they move it? So the photo would not be incorrect. Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you are prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime? It has to be himself. Look at him, he moved it. The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke Atomy. So the photo would match, right? Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions. Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions? It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? The reason for moving the golden statue, here's where our battle really begins. Not really a battle. Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue so the photo would not be considered incorrect? The reason can be found here in this photograph. Oh, look at me. You pretended to be masked demasked, create an alibi by showing that you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would have been exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue. A single fatal flaw? Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Where's the proof he did that? We don't have it. Just where in this picture does this lie exist? Paint. The lie in this photo is somewhere around here. Jumping to conclusions again, I think you need to take a gander in your local mirror. You mean the brooch? As the Yiddish proverb goes, a half-truth is a whole lie. Keep lying like this and you will be the one on trial. Oh man, now they're calling me a liar. The question is, why was the statue moved, right? There was some reason the culprit didn't want the statue in the picture. At least that's what I thought. I'll ask you again, Mr. Wright. I don't know, man. It's the paint. What do you mean? It is over there. Statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at drugstore. You had to move it. A single fatal flaw. Interested? Please enlighten us. Just where does this lie exist? I don't see a lie. Is it the brooch? The lie is mask demask. Are you saying that this mask demask is a fake? Ha! You know, I really wish you would start acting more responsibly. Huh? The current question is, why was the golden statue moved? So what possible connection could there be with Mask Demask's identity? Oh buggers. Your face has "oh buggers" written all over it. That's a penalty for you. Oh great. I'll ask you again, Mr. Triton. Okay. Mask spring the Lordly Taylor that night. Is it the timestamp? It is the timestamp, isn't it? Oh yeah. Naturally, the lie in this photo is a timestamp. There's no date. What do you mean? I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atomy went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to be at Lordly Taylor at this time. No, I'm figuring it out. But what does that have to do with the statue being moved? Remember, if you will, Your Honor. When was this statue placed besides the warehouse door? Well, the statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime. And it was placed there in order to cover up the paint. Exactly. Luke Atme had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. And so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. What the? Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. Ah. So, on the day of the crime, Mr. Atme must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atme had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in his photo. Wow. No, got him. Order. Mr. Atme, is this true? One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this? What's that? The data for the basement warehouse computer. It was made on your freaking software, okay, buddy? According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime. Objection, yeah. It is true that the camera had been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data. Got him. Order. Mr. Godot, what is the meaning of this? He's just drinking coffee. He's gonna spit it out, isn't he? Godot, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down. My 11th cup. I have promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial. Which means I am still good till the last drop. However, the defense has a very good point. A good point? So what? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points. I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points. So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time. And that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea, however. There is one point that can't be denied. Which is... more coffee. Great. That it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe... oh, slam. Can never reach their dreams. That's very true. No way, don't fall for that, Your Honor. He has. Hey, Mr. Damask. Yes? If there's no funny business in your actions as Mask Damask, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it. No? Yes, please provide this court with your testimony. About your plan to steal the sacred urn. Oh, there's mistakes in there. The sacred urn heist. He's like, yeah, I'm confident about this. I planned it. I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box and Zvari, it was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th. You did not, because there were no fingerprints. That's pretty much all stuff we've heard before, isn't it? Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave. Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time? Very. Very well then. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Let's do it. Let's get him. The Sacred Urn Heist. I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago, from Adrian Andrews. You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that right? Indeed, it seemed that they had heard of my sparkling reputation. Sparkling. I see Miss Andrews is still attracting the weirdos. You'd better watch out too, Maya. Great. The urn was placed in a box and Zvari, it was then sent to the warehouse. Okay. You mean this box? Yes, that pathetic box. Great. Lady Andrews was especially taken with that urn. And she wouldn't let anyone enter the storeroom, not even me. Huh, interesting new tidbit. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. Really? So you're sure that you had never seen the urn before? Indeed, you may ask Lady Andrews to confirm for yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance to that warehouse. However, look at me, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. It was not valuable at all. You mean this calling card? That's right. That is, without a doubt, my calling card. I guess Mr. Delight didn't make this after all. Of course, because Atomy knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him. Yeah. He must already know that he used to send the cards. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. Then no one entered the basement warehouse? No. Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th. It was still in the box. And this is the photo that proves that, huh? This one? Indeed, to be honest, even if a photo was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much. Hey Nick, if this photo is a fake, Detective Atomy might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken. That is true. You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up and put a bow on it. I need to take a good hard look at the court record. Is it the paint on the box? Not a lot to go on, is there? That detective's been covering his tracks. There is only one thing we need to prove in this cross-examination. That he took this photo well before the actual night of the crime. Alright then, how do we do that? There is one thing that Atomy stated very clearly. That he had never seen the urn before he stole it. We need to prove that he's lying. Where I was unable to see the urn until my day of the crime. Is it just a box? The pink stains are not there. What do you think about this witness's statement? Okay. She dropped it 2 weeks ago. Broken and repaired by Adrian Andrews 2 weeks ago. What is the problem exactly? Put it here. And this is the photo that proves it. Indeed, photo was taken. I didn't think it would matter terribly much. Here, photo is a fake. Might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken. That is true. He never saw the urn. If we can prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up with a bow on it. He took this photo well before the actual night of the crime. How do we do that? He had never seen the urn. I knew it was extremely valuable. Wasn't it not valuable at all? How can we prove that he had stolen it much earlier? The splotches on it? How? I don't get it. Oh, never seen the urn. Can I prove that this is wrong, maybe? 20 days ago, that's correct. The urn was placed in a box. Well, no, it came in a box. That's not a problem here. I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was extremely valuable. He handled security by himself. I held the urn in my hand for the first time at 1 AM on October 12th. How can we prove that he had actually seen it beforehand? Warehouse camera went off once, sent before the heist. The speckled urn! The speckled, it was not speckled, you asshole. Mr. Atomy, if you really are masked, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course. Is there a problem with that calling card? Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Masked Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn. Yes, that is true. But so what? Truth be told, there is no way that Masked Mask could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stain. Paint stain. And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lord Lee Taylor. Huh? Oh, he's smoking. I am not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trike. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say, an error-prone human. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn. Arg! Yeah, you can't be serious. And yet, this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means, Detective Atomy had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. Phew. And because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. Oh, fade to black. Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself? Alright, that did it. He's broken. Nick, I think it's still a little early for a victory pose. Huh? He's chillin'? Ha! It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days. Conviction, you say? Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Masked Mask. And now we are calling him a murderer. You don't think we are being a tad fickle? That's a good point. No way, don't fall for that too, Your Honor. You say that Luke Atomy was the one who killed Kane Bullard. Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that? Hehehehehe. An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive. Might you, my merry murderous motive manifest? Nick, he's getting his second wind. If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron DeLite as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder. The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron DeLite. He's drinking more coffee. Isn't that right, detective? Indeed, according to my own research, the boy's motive is clear. Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were. I'd be honored to, Sir Old-Timer. They are doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance. Is it another testimony? Well, witness testimony, motive for murder. I, Luke Atomy, had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Lies. This was sent to you. The red diamond you received. Idiot, there's a right there on your hand. Okay, but we'll grab him in the next one. Because I don't have a lot of time and I have to record another episode of the other game, the Bookwalker. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.